Hey, how's it going everyone? I have another new product to review today for you. This case was sent to me by the amazing people over at Poetic. Huge thank you to them for sending this out for review. This is the brand new released iPad Pro 9.7-inch case. It features a turtle skin material that protects corners, bumpers, and also offers a great amount of grip, so that way it won't slide out of your hand as easily. It also comes built in with a sound amplifier, bottom air vents, so that way your iPad Pro doesn't overheat. And it's wrapped in a nice silicone protection layer with an Apple Pencil holder for extra convenience. So that way you don't lose your Apple Pencil when you're not using it. Now let's take a look inside the wrapping and see everything that this iPad Pro case has to offer. So first inside you get a little thank you card letting you know their products are tested for quality and they stand behind what they produce. Now one good thing about Poetic versus other case companies is the fact that they offer a 3 years warranty, where most standard companies are only offer between 12 to 18 months. So that's definitely a huge bonus. Now you can like them on the variety of social media sites, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, and Pinterest. And your feedback means a lot to them. So if you could share a video of any of your experiences or write a review on Amazon, they would greatly appreciate it. You can also visit them on their website and social media channels, #PoeticCases. Or if you need to get in touch with them by email, you can email them at info@poeticcases.com. And you can check out their website at poeticcases.com. Next we have the case itself. Right off the bat, I can see it is very flexible and pliable. However, because of the reinforced sides and top for the extra protection, it does add a little bit of weight to it. It's not a bad thing to have though, because you do get the extra protection. So in case you were to drop your iPad Pro with the case on, if it hits any one of the sides, top, bottom, or any of the corners, it feels like it does have a great amount of impact resistance. So that way you can rest assured that your iPad Pro won't get damaged inside. Now taking a quick look around the case, starting with the bottom, you do get a nice generous cutout for your lightning port. So you should have no problem with the standard Apple cables, as well as some of the third-party connectors as well. And it does utilize a unique design for the speakers. Instead of putting them at the bottom, it redirects the sound right through the top via the two slits in the middle. And also same with your top speakers, you get two individual slits for your left and right channel, as well as a nice generous cutout for your headphone jack. And you have your lock button covered up. But since it is made out of silicone, it should be very easy to press. Same with the volume buttons being covered up, and they are indented well enough, so that way if anything were to hit this part of your case, your volume buttons would be well protected. Now if you take a look around the side rails, you will see you have this tire mark-like design. This is to increase the amount of grip when you're holding the iPad with both hands, so that way it doesn't slip out and fall. On the back, for your camera hole, you get a nice generous cutout for your camera, flash, and a secondary mic. You also get a very minimalistic, poetic logo in the middle, so that way it doesn't take away from the design of the case at all. You also get this nice turtle overlay on the back. So in case you do drop your iPad Pro, it'll dissipate the shock throughout the whole case instead of taking direct impact, preserving your iPad Pro from either bending or getting damaged. Now since this is made out of silicone, I don't necessarily have an iPad Pro, but I do have an iPad Air 1. And silicone is very flexible, so that way it should be able to wrap around almost any size 9.7-inch iPad. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So you just kind of have to work it around. And now with the iPad Pro being a little bit thinner, it should go on a lot more smoother. So first impressions, I have a zag invisibility shield on here. And it doesn't look like the iPad Pro case had too much struggle overlapping the iPad Air. So I would recommend you be able to use this with many 9.7 inch models, including iPad Air 1 and iPad Air 2 as well. Now let's take a quick look at the case. As I mentioned before, you get a really generous cutout for your lightning port. Now let's take a look at the buttons real quick. So for the volume buttons, with it being silicone though, it's not hard to press, but to me, at least, it doesn't feel as natural as if it was either plastic buttons or if it was metallized buttons. So that could deter some people from getting this case, but it's definitely not hard to press at all. It's just it doesn't feel as natural. And let's just check the power button. Okay, so now the lock button, it definitely seems to work a little bit better than the volume buttons. Very easy to press, and you get that great satisfying tactile feedback. So definitely a thumbs up on the power button. And I wish the volume buttons were just a little bit more reinforced, so that way they gave a better feedback. Now, since this is only the iPad Air 1, the camera is just in a little bit different location. So with your iPad Pro, the cameras will be over here, and it'll fit very flush with the case itself, so you won't have to worry about that. I just want to make sure to let everybody know that it'll be a little bit different. Now my quick look at the brand new iPad Pro 9.7 inch case. Once again, a huge shout out to Poetic for sending us out for review. If you want to pick one of these up, I'll leave a link in the description down below. They currently retail for $19.95 on Amazon, which isn't a bad deal for a silicone case with extra protection all the way around the border. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more future videos like this. And as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.